The search for Anthony Burgess continues. Today we are in Kota Bharu in Kelantan. This is where Burgess lived in 55 to 57, and ahead of us there, on the right hand side of the road there, is the Malayan Teachers Training College. Burgess was an instructor here, a teacher of teachers. He played a very important part in preparing Malayan teachers for their important role in post-independence Malaya. In Little Wilson and Big God, the first volume of Burgess's autobiography, he describes his students, his young Malays, Chinese, Indians and Eurasians, as wholly charming, and the girls were excessively seductive. They were crisply laundered and freshly shampooed, clear-eyed and smooth-skinned, and they exhibited exquisite limbs on the playing field. They were flirtatious in a manner that Europe was trying to forget. This is, I think, the older part of the... I think this may well have been where Anthony Burgess undertook his teaching duties. The more modern buildings are It's in these buildings that Burgess worked in the years 55 to 57. Out here, not far from the airport. This training college was established in 1954. Actually, Burgess describes a fancy dress ball that was held in these grounds at the end of one of the terms. This is in Little Wilson and Big God, page 411, if you're interested. Describes this fancy dress ball that was staged on the dance floor, he writes. The dance floor at the ball. There would be 4 libidinous instructors like myself an opportunity to handle the delectable bodies of the girls. And he continues in this vein. The sexual current was hot. In the grounds, this is the grounds of the Malayan Teachers Training College, in the grounds, cunnilingus and fellation proceeded. But it wasn't all sex. It wasn't all fondling his students. Burgess's time at the Malayan Teachers Training College was very fruitful from a professional point of view. He writes in Little Wilson and Big God concerning some of the people he worked there and taught as follows. The Chinese girls were the cleverest, and the Chinese young men cleverest of all. One of my specialist literature students, Wei Bu Eng, has become a distinguished professor. It was easy to see why the Malays feared the Chinese. Such energy, such intelligence, such inborn capacity for rule. There were rumblings of political trouble ahead. There was also the major problem which would result from the imposition of the Malay language on a mixed nation, with the right to call itself Malayan, but with no obligation to regard Malay as the primary language of thought, discourse, government, and law. The non-Malay Malayans had a stake in English as a second language. The Chinese and Indian lawyers are still clinging to it as an instrument of the courts. Malay, they feel, is not ready to assume the responsibilities of a major language. With its lack of a capacity for abstraction, typical of a tongue of fishermen and paddy planters, Malay finds difficulty in coping with a world of high technology. Chinese does not. English certainly